Hi all, welcome to this MuleSoft video. In this video, we are going to see what are the options available for connecting MuleSoft into Snowflake. So, since it is a machine-to-machine communication, we are going to use client credential OAuth pattern. So, Snowflake has provided two couple of the links. One is to create applications in Azure, which I have executed here. So, so you can actually provision applications for user on behalf of the user. You can procure a token for behalf of the user or for the client itself. So we are going to use it for client credential, meaning machine to machine. It is for client. So I'm going to implement this one in Azure. For example, go to application registration, new registration. Once you have this one, you can add application ID URI to it. So this URL has given us to create two applications, but I have done it in a single application. So in first initial thing is go to application registration, click on new registration, Snowflake. I've created that one. So go to API permissions. Sorry, before that, you need to go here and set this application ID URI. This random, it creates itself. Then it's a random quid ID, and then you need to add app role. This is the app role. You can use online grid generator. I'll replace this one and put in yours. This is explained here. So once you set the application URI, then go to manifest, add this role, and create another application. You don't have to. This is just best practice. If you want to just play around with one application is enough, and add the role to this new application that you have created. Then this is just client security creation. Before that, once you create a second application, you go to the add a scope, expose an API, add a scope. The scope is coming from the other previous application that you have created in Azure. So once you have that, let me show you that how it looks like in Azure. Once you add this role, go back to the API permission, add a permission. Since we have one application, it's showing the same application again, Snowflake, and I have this system admin role here. So that is what we have added here. So that's why this system admin and this value is coming over to the token that we generate. So once you do that, go to API permissions and make sure that this is all grant admin. It's both are approved by the admin, right? Then this is the time to create token and see what is inside, right? So go to client ID and secret, put everything. This is the client credentials, grant type, hit a enter button, then you would get a token. Make sure this token is having this value in it, the roles that you have added, right? Then you can make sure that until now you're good. So once you done this, add a permission, grant the permission. It's all saying the same thing. Go to endpoint and create, take the token URL, and like this you can make a call, right? And procure the token. Once you procure the token, switch over to this URL. From here, this is both. This is common for both using client credentials and username and password. So we're coming to this page and say, this is what I have said to you. Guys, URL token. So this is the token. This is the roles that I was talking about. Once you generate the token, you can put them in JW.io and see it. After that, you need to create a system security integration with Snowflake. Here I have my domain demo account, which is free. I have created that by providing few details from. I have fetched it from Azure. So this is nothing but an Azure. We can fetch it from here. Azure. So this is goes there to Snowflake. Sorry, it's to Snowflake. And the JWT URI token, you should take it from Azure endpoints. Take the OpenID configuration, put in a browser. That gives you the URL, the JWS URI. This URI, you should take it and provide it to Snowflake, right? That is what this URL is. And then you need to provide the mapping claim as sub, and this audience list is nothing but this is coming from the API permissions. So the expose API and copy this. So I think we are ready. Then create this one. You will get the security integration created. Now we need to provide the role record for this one. And then using the same token, you can verify it from Snowflake using system verify external Oauth token. Once you do that, you will have a username extracted, which you would need here. So this is explained, and in here, once you create the integration system security integration, then you would see it is failing because you would need SUB. Once you execute that one, verify the token, you will get the once you end up okay, this is what here. So system verify external token, this will pass you this username. After that, you need to create a username, this user in Snowflake. This is in the Snowflake account where this I have executed here. Create user, the ID that I have extracted from this should become the username, and the password can be anything, and the login as well, the same ID. And once you create that, this should be successful as well, right? Then go back to the link. Then you're done. You will be able to procure this token and use it in Snowflake, right? So for that, I'm going to create a Java client program. Then I will convert them into a MuleSoft connector, right? So MuleSoft does have a connector list of huge connectors for connecting to Snowflake, but it is useless because it is not supporting JDBC using Oauth, right? So we are keen to use that one. So username and password we are not going to provide it. Instead, we're going to provide. This is my minimum viable product of this connector. We're going to provide client ID and secret instead of username and password, right? So the username, which this one you have seen it, that we have created here, right? This is coming from the token. This never changes even if you create a number of tokens. The claim is going to be the same all the time. So once you created the username, then you can create a number of. Yeah, so say this would be MCC87. Once you create the username, you can use it for a number of token creation, right? So that is goes here. The client ID, which I have used it in here, A37. So and the client secret, scope is same. What you give it in the browser. Then it's a client credential, I have embedded it. Then this is my account name. And this is coming from straight Snowflake. You can go to Snowflake account, go to admin account. You can copy it here. So that is actually without HTTPS. It goes here. And then the default warehouse name, compute WH. And this is this one. And my database is API demo1. Data API demo1. API testing tables, and I have a table called demo. So how do we run this one? Go to worksheet and open it and run demo, right? This guy. It has 15 rows, and okay, this is not needed. So we are going to one. Let me show this demo. and then I'll go through the code as well. So MuleSoft provided one. This connector is useless for us because we are using JDBC what supported. So that's why I have created this custom connector and MuleFo. Right. Let me run this program and see what it gets to us. Right. Otherwise, let me debug this guy. I did give. I want to save this one before I execute. Cancel. Save this guy. Debug it. So the trick to when you create a custom connector, you generate the sources as well. Attach the sources and better debug it. So that would be easiest thing. I have attached my by clicking the class. I have attached the source code as well. Then it goes. I have put a breakpoint that goes straight to that. Hope I have not removed it. Let's see what I got. And so I have breakpoint here. It reached. So first, what I'm doing using this connector, I'm going to get the token, which is this part. Right. So let me go to that one. Let's step over. So I'm adding client credentials ID that you provided in the connector. Then I'm taking the parameter, then generating the token. So token is this one. Then from the token, I'm extracting the auth token, which is this one. This looks. Okay, let me take it from here. Let me go to JWT which is exactly same. This will also have the system admin role that we have added. Then I'm procuring a connection using the client credentials. Once I have it, I'm going to create the statements. First, I'll execute use database command and then schema. After that, I'm going to execute this query, which is coming straight from the code. Let me show you that. TTY. So here I have the select start from demo. That is coming to here. So just take all these guys, then see how many rows and comments. Now, right now I'm returning them as a string. I'm creating this array, then returning as a string, but I'm going to change it into byte array so that it will be equal. It will be quite equivalent to MuleSoft given one. But once MuleSoft is supporting this way of connecting Snowflake, I think that's the way going forward, right? Because many people will use that. Then the MuleSoft got the bugs closed, so that is reliable. But right now, this is the only shot we have if we are using. Otherwise, you can use REST-based authentication if you don't prefer the connector. Right? So let me. It reads it. It reads all. It reads all the things and it provides you the console. Yes. Okay. It's keep running because it's a schedule. So this transform component will convert them into JSON because it's this. Because right now this component is returning string, right? So for machine-to-machine communication, this is the. Let me stop it. Let me see this transform component has got something, which is this one here, 15 here I am. Then let me go through this. We can debug it and fix the code. This is going to be in GitHub, burn 1-to-1, and that's my. I will check in there. I will add it here, so we can get that. And it repeats things because it's a scheduler. So here you see, you have all the rows. I think this. I will remove this guy. remove, disable token breakpoint, then close one. It's not for every second, but see, so it runs perfectly. So now I'm going to go through this the code where with you. The code is this one. So this is POM file where I have added attach sources. So let's create a jar file there. You can attach your source and debug it. And you would need Snowflake provided the jar file. And this is to support JSON, and this is for logger. Now I'm going to this operation straight away. This is where I have all the operations is settled. So the execute query that you see it in here, this is pretty simple now. I have not changed the icons as well. This is so execute query that is coming from here. So that's expecting a connection. That connection configuration is here. So where is this connection configuration? This is actually if you press F12. Sorry, this one is Snowflake connection. So this connection having a configuration as well. So this configuration you should go and see it, which is this one. So here I have all the listed username, client, ID secret. See, that's what this one is. The client ID secret, scope, account, warehouse. So I have warehouse here, database, everywhere, right? So now I'm going back to operations where I would expect a SQL Connect where whatever we give it in this place that will become the connector level configuration. So you would want to give SQL text here. So that's why it's coming here. I would make it big, but I'll do it now later. So this is the Oauth client. This client is actually this file. I am making a HTTP connection and procuring the token that you have seen it in while debugging, right? So we are adding this details and running this. Do post is actually making HTTP call. For this, I haven't externalized it, but I have to externalize it if I want to use it so that it will come in the connection configuration itself. So then what I'm doing is once I procure the token, extract the auth token from there. Then I use database and use schema from the config. I'm getting this get database and get schema. Once I do that, I execute the query, get the result set, and convert them into JSON, and return them as finally as a string, but which should be a byte array, which I'm gonna work further. This is just an MVP for me. So this I'm going to check it, as I said, like in GitHub, you can see it. So if you are using Azure as your Oauth provider, external Oauth provider, and MuleSoft and Snowflake, this is for you, right? I have shown almost everything. And that's it. Thank you very much for your time.